Ryan here from Blue Hill Wildlife Nursery. Today we're going to look at pollination, and mainly in apples, crabs, apple crabs. For pollination, you want to plant two different varieties of apples, crabs, crab apples. They all pollinate each other, but you want flowers to overlap there for pollination. But you don't want to plant two of the same tree right next to each other. Mix the names up. Graft a tree, it's going to be identical to, the tree next to it if they have the same name and you're buying from here. This here's peak attraction. You can see tight clusters yet. Tip bearing, spur bearing. Cool tree. Everything we're going to look at today is grown on 1-year-old wood. These are just rows of trees that I plan to collect sawn wood off of, and I haven't got through yet to do some pruning, so you get to see them this year. I'm a little late, but I'm gonna get on it now. This is gonna be a rather long video, so we're gonna hit quite a few. This here is prime time, spur bearing, tip bearing. Again, everything here is on 1-year-old wood. These are just persimmons, just starting to, buds are swelling. This here's cobbler crab. Obviously you can see I could still go into this and cut sawn wood. So we're not going to be looking at flowers on this just yet. This here's Big 10. Again, another one that's late, but tip bearing. Lots of flowers on spurs, bearing on the tip, and late to bloom. Big 10 coal tree. This here is going to be Sweet November. Sweet November, again, will flower on 1-year-old wood. Flower on the spurs and the limb tips. Sweet November. You can see these blossoms are getting ready to pop here in the next couple days. It's still good and dormant there that I could probably cut some wood off there yet. This is Ed's Crazy. Ed's Crazy, another productive tree. Tip bearing. Riding right there along with just as far along as Sweet November. This here's Norland. Cool tree if you're looking for early fruit, as it drops very early. This here is candy crab. Bearing on those tips, bearing on the 1-year-old wood, hitting the spurs. Even popping there on that 1-year-old wood. Candy crab. Again, another late tree. Could still cut sawn wood off that if I wanted to. Number 5 crab. Getting ready to pop open here soon. That there's lockdown. And I already trimmed these back pretty hard. Again, don't prune your trees like this. This is so I can grow new wood, and I need as much wood as I can get. Looks like certainly I'd probably cut flowers off of that one. Some Big Lou. I already cut them back pretty hard too. But again, still could cut sawn wood off that. Another late blooming tree. Some Rusty's favorite, could still cut sawn wood off of that. I'll have to go through and I'll do a detailed pollination chart. This here's Winter Crab Arena. See, getting ready to pop open. Yeah, just lots of flowers ready to pop open on that 1-year-old wood. I haven't pruned these yet, but that wood's all going to leave because I need sawn wood, not fruit. This here's Doggo. Grafted Doggo again. Either way, you can see tip bearing, spur bearing all over the place. Lots of flowers. Roadkill crab, getting ready to pop. Again, this is all 1-year-old wood. Lots and lots and lots of flowers. Everything we've looked at is grafted onto a standard root. So we're going to grow a big tree, and these would be, you know, a lot bigger, but I've been cutting all the wood off them for the last 2 or 3 years. I think these trees have been in the ground for, I think this will be the 3rd year. Let's see what we're looking at here. Oh, Graham's gift. Same thing. Spitting them out on the spurs. Spitting them out on the 1-year-old wood. Right out to the tip. This would be Cur. Again, Cur, tip bearing. And back there, flowering on the spurs. All 1-year-old wood. I like trees that bear on 1-year-old wood. These are all Cur up through here. A couple rifle deer pair in there. I believe this is chestnut crab. Chestnut crab, very, very productive. You know, kicking them out on the spurs. Kicking lots out on that 1-year-old wood. And not far off of popping. Buckman. Buckman, obviously, you know, gonna bear pretty heavy. This is all, it might be 2-year-old wood back there, but this is 1-year-old wood. Pretty tight clusters yet. Big dog. Just flowering everywhere. Spurs. Last year's growth. Getting very close to opening. There's one gonna open any day. Again, still big dog. Cool tree. Live in a region similar to me, dropping in that October-November time frame. This here's Turning Point. Could really cut some solid wood off a Turning Point yet. Still pretty dormant. There's a few blossoms there pushing, popping out. Again, on that tip, you know, leaving some fruit on that tip would help train limbs. And again, like I said earlier, don't prune like I am. I'm going to cut all this wood off so I can grow new wood so I can graft with it. These here are a lot of new varieties. You know, just test trees. There's probably 75, 100 different trees in the pipeline. You know, that stand the possibility of being a new tree that Blue Hill comes out with. These are all different trees, but you can see these are all very late. I've been focusing on the late thing. Even though I believe it's a good thing to have, you know, what you're looking for is to get a couple 70-degree days and the bees are all flying around. And blooming kind of happens over a 10-day, 2-week period. You know, early, mid, late. It's good to have a good mix of everything because you want to hit those couple of warm days where you got 7 degrees and the bees are active and everything's getting pollinated. These are all new trees in the pipeline, but I went late. This tree's just interesting. This is, I call it a Redfield because that's the town it's actually from. You can Google Redfield. There's already an apple named Redfield. The name will change, but I named it that so I could go back to the original tree and keep an eye on it. But this tree's overproductive. Just loaded with blossoms, but they're tight yet. Lots more up through there, but let's go over here and we'll hit a couple more trees. Some Cur, again, acting like Cur, lots of flowers, full season, lots of flowers in that 1-year-old wood. Golden Hornet, loaded. Yeah, I believe that's some chestnut crab there. No, it wouldn't be chestnut crab. What do we got? Nope, doggo. Roadkill. October crab. Getting ready to pop. You know, flowers on the spurs, flowers on the tips, flowers back on that 1-year-old wood. Some more big dog. Some Enterprise. Pretty tight clusters yet. Winter Crab Arena. Some pears. Some Rifle Deer pear. Some Winter Deer pear. And two on the pears, all the pears we sell, all blossoms all overlap. It all happens in about a 10-day period. Some Sweet Advent. Again, Sweet Advents, yeah, popping a lot of blossoms out in that year-old wood. Might as well look at some more persimmons. Thanks for watching.